Hey guys! So I'm going to do a redraw of one of the sketches in this sketchbook that you might have seen in my video, my most embarrassing sketchbook, which got way too popular for its own good. The sketch that I chose was one that I actually mentioned in the video that I consider the worst. It's this like girl who's trying to be a Greek goddess, like eating grapes on this like giant chair. I don't know what the name is, what it's called, but I've got a lot of problems with it, and I wanted to do that as my sketch. Mind you, that sketch was done when I was 13 years old, so back in 2009, and I'm doing this now as a 20-year-old in 2017. So I start off really loose, and I also am using Prismacolor very thin colored pencils. I thought about using the same mechanical pencil as the original sketch just for continuity reasons, but I hate using mechanical pencil, so I figured I would make this process a little bit easier on me and I would just use what I'm comfortable with. So again, going in super light. I changed the pose a lot. In the original, it was super stiff. I didn't understand poses or anatomy or how to make things look natural in the slightest, and the way that I drew was very angular, sharp, straight lines, stuff like that, very geometric. So in this pose, I had her reclining a lot more. She has her legs kind of resting against each other, laying down, sort of. Not like in the original where one leg is just kind of sitting straight up. Her body is kind of facing the camera more, or facing the viewer more. She's got one arm rested above, or on top of the chair, and the positioning of her arm holding the grapes is significantly more realistic than in the first one. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through. One thing that I also changed was the original sketch, in case you didn't notice, is incredibly skeletally thin, just ridiculously model thin, eating disorder thin, and not even drawn well thin, just I just drew them thin. And some of that was because I liked that look, but mostly it was because I literally had no idea how to draw any body type that wasn't skinny. I tried, I failed, and you guys didn't see it in the sketchbook, but believe me, it was a hotter mess than these stick figure girls are. So for this one, I was well, I could draw a skinny person and do a much better job than the first one, but I figured I would teach my past self a lesson and I would do a body type that's a little bit more common in the real world, more curvy, softer, shows fat, shows muscle, shows an understanding of, human bodies, and that's what I went with. Clothing I kept pretty similar. I kept the same kind of Grecian drapey sort of thingy on the top. I kept the really big slit in the middle, although I didn't draw it in a way that it looks like the chair is somehow going through the dress. It looks like it should look more like it's draped. So yeah, these are just kind of the changes. I also made her hair a little bit more what's a good commercial? Pantene or something. She looks a little bit more polished than the original, which kind of, I didn't know how to draw hair. Honestly, I didn't really know how to do it, so I think what I was going for in the original sketch was kind of a wavy hair texture. Instead, it kind of came out like a girl with straight hair kind of sort of failed at a perm or something, and it just kind of looks like straw that has a few kinks in it. Was not good. So really, I'm just taking the original idea and just embellishing the shit out of it and making it look a lot better. I even did details into the chair, I adjusted the shape of the chair so that it has kind of a more consistent shape everywhere, more of a soft rectangle in every position, rather than having kind of a weird L shape and then a circle attached to the top like the original one was. And then I even tweaked the perspective of the chair just a little bit, so that the vanishing point was close to the girl's face and the grapes. When you're doing something like this, where it's really just a person in a room and there's really nothing else going on, every tiny little bit of perspective detail I feel helps, because if you can get the vanishing point where you want the viewer's eye to go, it helps just that touch more. So yeah, a lot of people were commenting in my original video that I'm super hard on myself which is totally true. I am 100% an A+ perfectionist like you've never seen before. But I was, trying really hard when I was younger and wasn't really getting where I wanted to go. So for me to look at it now, it makes me really, really happy that I've come so far. Like my 8th grade sketchbook, it's like, all right, it's really bad. I would never show this to an employer or something. I wouldn't do it, but I absolutely would. I feel proud of it, That's why I've kept it so long, and that's why it's still sitting on my fucking shelf for me to look at from time to time to kind of remind myself, like, I've come a really, really long way. And I still have a very long way to go because I don't 100% know where all the muscles go. I still get joints looking a little weird. I still get anatomy issues. But on the whole, I have improved a lot, I would say. And that makes me really happy and really relieved. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Like, this girl to me looks really, really good. I'm quite happy with her. I spent way too much time on this and then I absolutely needed to. But I think it was well worth it. And I hope that, I don't know, in 7 years? Yeah, let's keep it consistent. Let's do every 7 years. Hopefully I'll be able to do another, resketch of this one and it'll just come out, somehow even better than this. Even more stylized and gorgeous and correct and all that good stuff. So yeah, reminder, that's how ugly the first one was, or how incorrect it was. And this is where I am now, with a much softer, more naturalistic body type, with more facial expression, better drapery, better coloring, better shading, better liner, I feel better in a lot of different directions. So if you like my current artwork, you can catch me out on Instagram, Snapchat, and Tumblr. It's Biana Bova for all of them. And I hope you are having a great day. Bye, guys.